YouTube, it's your boy. Okay, guys, today what we're talking about is your water versus your local fish store water versus breeder water versus even some of these larger YouTube channels. We're going to talk about your water system as a hobbyist versus their water system as breeders, keepers, massive fish rooms. Guys, stay with me. You're not going to want to miss this. When you look at your breeders and you're looking at your local fish store and you're looking at even some of these larger YouTube channels, guys, what these guys have is elaborate plumbing systems. Okay, my local fish store has about 10 of these guys all lined up, okay, in the back room on the wall. This is my RODI unit, okay? They have a whole bunch of that stuff lined up, and you know why they have it lined up? Because they have saltwater tanks. And they have saltwater tanks, and when I talk to the guys at my local fish store, what they do is they know the ratio mix to mix, okay, tap water to RO water that they need in order to get the perfect pH of 7, which is going to be neutral, which is going to be perfect for their store, okay? And also what they do is they age and they aerate their water, okay? They have the room, they have the space, they have the buckets, the trash cans, the water barrels. Look at these guys' plumbing systems, okay? I've had some very good people that that I know in this hobby who have told me, hey man, I lost all my discus. I was listening to all these people and I was sitting there doing all these massive water changes, 90% a day, 50%, they're stuck on these percent things. And that's because these guys that are, especially on, fish forums like Simply Discus, they're doing 90 to 100% water changes, every day because they're trying to get their fish to be big, to be massive. They're trying to get their colors to pop. They want them to be round. They're really trying to keep their water as clean as possible because they get that discus need very clean water, okay? And this is also why some people have very good success keeping them in tap water, okay? It's because the trick, and again I say trick because that's what it is, it's a trick. You have to keep harder water. Discus absolutely can live in it, they can breed in it, and so long as it's not too hard, they'll even produce some fry in it. The hatch rates won't be that great depending upon the amount of conductivity and TDS that you have in there. That has effect on the eggs, but that's a whole different video. But guys, they have success with tap water because they are swapping it out so frequently and their water is very clean, okay, which is the trade-off, what you're going to have to do in order to keep discus being very healthy. And this is what your local fish store wants to do, is they want to keep that water in pristine condition. Their goal and their objective being to get the fish sold and get it out of there. They're not looking for long-term animal husbandry. And for me, I'm a hobbyist. This video is for you, other hobbyists. We don't have all these elaborate plumbing water change system. Okay, my water change system is nowhere near what what I've seen as far as the storage capacity that some of these breeders have, that my own local fish store has, and some of these larger YouTube channels. I don't have the space for that, and there's no way that I can age and aerate my water. But I know as a hobbyist that if I try to do 100% water change on this with water straight out of the tap and just think I'm just going to spray some prime in there and it's going to be great, okay, I've wiped out an entire tank of fry. I've absolutely wiped it out doing 90, 100% water changes. straight out of the tap into, into buckets, draining them all down, down to like right there. So not quite 100%, but almost 100%. I've wiped out an entire tank of fry, okay? Doing it just like that, because it's just sending a cloud of death. The water's not aerated, it's not gassed off, it's not any of that. Therefore, as a hobbyist, I can't go to a forum like Simply Discus where the advice is do 90%, 50%, 100% water changes every day and think that I can go ahead and replicate that, okay, with this. I can't. Not with that in an RODI. You can't do it, okay? It's going to absolutely wipe out all your fish, guys, and you're going to create a whole lot of stress and a whole lot of problems. Every time that you do a water change, it's causing a whole lot of stress and a whole lot of problems. If you're doing these massive water changes with straight tap water and it's going straight into the tank with a squirt of prime, okay? So guys, when you watch videos like that, please, 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 for yourself, okay, keep it in context as far as the way that they're handling their water prior to doing these massive water changes. Guys, we can't do it like that. For some of the people that are watching that do have these elaborate plumbing systems and whatnot that can do it like that, hey, man, rock on, okay? But for those of us who are, still using pythons and buckets and stuff like that as a regular hobbyist to do our water changes and whatnot, don't listen to these guys that are doing 190, 50% water changes all the time unless you keep it in context as far as considering the source, consider their plumbing system, and I promise you that that'll make a whole lot more sense to you going forward in the future in this hobby. It can be done, but for the average hobbyist, we just don't have a whole lot of the same equipment that these other guys have. So guys, that's my advice. That's my tip. Okay, I'm just another Yahoo online. I'm not going to pay for your fish if they die. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, sub me up. I promise you I'll never give you a boring video, even if you don't agree with it. Guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'm Scuba Steve. I'm out.